How to cope with the death of a lifelong partner. As Dolly Parton's husband of 60 years dies, Dolly Parton has paid tribute to her husband Carl Dean, following his death aged 82, explaining that, "Words can't do justice to the love we shared for over 60 years." In a post on X, Parton said her husband would be laid to rest in a private ceremony with immediate family in attendance. "Carl and I spent many wonderful years together," the country singer wrote. "Words can't do justice to the love we shared for over 60 years. Thank you for your prayers and sympathy." Parton met her husband outside a laundromat in 1964 when she was 18. They married 2 years later in 1966 in a small ceremony in Ringgold, Georgia. "I was surprised and delighted that while he talked to me, he looked at my face, a rare thing for me," Parton recalled of their meeting in a 2008 interview. "He seemed to be genuinely interested in finding out who I was and what I was about." Meanwhile, in an interview with People magazine, Parton described Dean as her biggest supporter. "He's always supporting me as long as I don't try to drag him in on it," she said. "He's always been my biggest fan behind the scenes, but he's at home." The death of a partner or spouse can be a truly life-changing experience. When someone has been a central part of your life for many years, their absence can leave you feeling lost, isolated, and uncertain about the future, explains Bianca Newman, Assistant Director of Bereavement at Sue Ryder. This type of grief can be particularly profound because it's not just about missing them in the present, it's also about grieving the future you had planned together. Navigating grief after your partner's death can be deeply unsettling, as it often means redefining who you are without them. You may feel as though a part of your identity has been taken away, and adjusting to this new reality can be incredibly difficult, Newman explains. While Parton has not revealed how her husband died, Newman says this can also be a factor in shaping grief. If their death was sudden and unexpected, the shock can make it even harder to process, she explains. You may struggle with not having had the chance to say goodbye or tell them how much they meant to you. If they died after a long illness, you may have already experienced anticipatory grief, feeling the pain of their absence before they died, which can bring complex emotions, including relief as well as sadness. The grief of a long-term partner also affects routines and the world as we knew it, impacting us physically. Loneliness and being separated from the person we love triggers a stress response similar to what babies experience, which is normally calmed by being reunited, either through a hug or hearing their voice. This stress response can take time to subside. No matter your situation, adjusting to life without a long-term partner takes time, but there are some ways to help navigate grief after their death.